The Supreme Court today ruled that Aam Aadmi Party's Kuldeep Kumar is the lawful winner of Chandigarh mayoral elections. And this has ended weeks of controversy, which was fueled by returning officer Anil Masih, who deliberately invalidated and discarded 8 votes in favor of the AAP leader. Mr. Masih will also be facing contempt of court, and he has been already issued a show cause notice. This has been initiated by the top court. Remember, the court has come down heavily against him. He was seen as someone who lied to the court. And the court's landmark judgment also means that Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, which contested these elections in alliance with each other, have recorded the India opposition bloc's first electoral victory in this battle against the BJP. Let me go. Before I bring in reporters, let's listen in to all the reactions that have come in on that story.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जिस तरीके से इस मामले में केंद्र सरकार को एक्सपोज किया है, मुझे नहीं लगता कि इतनी साफ गोई से किसी पार्टी की लीडरशिप कभी एक्सपोज सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हुई होगी। ऐसा नहीं है कि वो प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर अकेले खड़े हैं अपना प्राइवेट वकील करके, नहीं, उनके लिए देश की केंद्र सरकार के सबसे बड़े वकील उनके लिए खड़े हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर।
Do you think you'll get this relief for Kuldeep Kumar, because when you started you actually asked for a re-election, and then of course, as the Chief Justice of India himself said, there's horse trading that is taking place. This is quite a historic verdict in many ways.
I think it's a very important verdict in the judicial history of India. The first time the court has intervened in an election process which had been concluded and held that there was a serious irregularity in the election process conducted by the presiding officer, who had himself defaced the votes and derailed the elections, and the marks that he had put on those ballot papers became the reason for invalidation of those votes. The court has now given a verdict that those 8 votes which were declared as invalid are actually valid votes, and by counting them along with the 12 votes which were polled earlier, he gets 20 votes, and the petitioner has been declared elected as the mayor of Chandigarh.
There has been no precedent like this, sir, ever in recent times. Do you ever recall any such incident that has ever happened before? Because I can't see when an electoral process is done. Today, the Supreme Court has unilaterally taken that role under the Constitution to go ahead and declare the mayor, your petitioner as the candidate.
I think the electoral process was hijacked by the misconduct of the mayor, and the Supreme Court has taken a very valid cognizance of the same, and they have held that the entire edifice of democracy is based upon free and fair elections, and in the manner that it is found that they have not conducted themselves fairly is a reason enough to order the election of the mayor in the verdict by the court.
Sunil Prabhu is joining us live. We also have Ghazali. Sunil, I agree with you when you asked that question. I don't remember any time the Supreme Court taking this call that an election which was defaced, the manner in which it has been unilaterally declared invalid, and the other person who was supposed to be the valid winner, legal winner, has been declared a winner by the Supreme Court. So what next now, Sunil?
Well, there are many firsts in this. In fact, you saw the returning officer being grilled and examined for the first time in independent India by the Chief Justice of India in his bench yesterday. Today, you saw him say very categorically what he has done is completely, and he's guilty of misdemeanor. And under Section 340 of the CRPC, asking him, the Registrar General, to show cause notice and follow the due process of law to take action against him. Having said that, this is a huge message to all political parties. And I'm not saying that just the ruling party here. Of course, the ruling party, in this case the BJP, attempted to get the mayor to resign, attempted to buy MLA, councillors, and what may be. But the Supreme Court on its own, seeing that horse trading is taking place and taking note of the fact that parliamentary democracy, that this constitution needs a free and fair election, has suo motu taken that decision of announcing the election of this in this case the petitioner, Mr. Kuldeep Kumar, elected. So this is a message to all political parties: don't play around with the electoral process. Ensure there is a free and fair process. And as you see, the Congress is tweeting that they have been petitioning to the Election Commission, the Indian bloc, on the VVPAT issue. So this is a message to everybody that you must participate, be free and fair in this entire process. And hopefully, I think there will be lessons to be learned, because the Supreme Court has taken an extremely tough decision. As you heard from the councils themselves, this is the first time that they have on their own suo moto gone ahead and given that announcement of electing the Chandigarh mayor, Mr. Kuldeep Kumar, as elected based on those votes that they saw. They've watched through the footage, they looked at each ballot paper and very categorically said that it hasn't been defaced. So historic times here in the Supreme Court. Hopefully lessons to be learned by all political parties and the free and fair empire, be it the returning officer, be it the Election Commission. You are being watched. There is a court which is monitoring and ensuring that parliamentary democracy must continue and must function.
Yes, absolutely, Sunil. Many first, certainly, and the Supreme Court has come down heavily against the presiding officer, saying that he's guilty of misdemeanor and that it is evident that presiding officer has made a deliberate attempt to deface 8 ballots which were cast in favor of the petitioner, so that the 8 respondents will be declared as the elected candidate. So now what? Will there be some kind of counting which will happen in these elections, or are we to believe that Mr. Kuldeep is the new mayor and there are no hiccups anymore? That's the question to Ghazali.
No, I think the Supreme Court has clearly said that now Kuldeep Kumar is the new mayor. But what happens next, now that the 3 AAP councillors have also switched over to the BJP, some BJP leaders claim that perhaps even if Kuldeep Kumar has been declared the mayor by the Supreme Court, the BJP can move a no-confidence motion once he comes over here and assumes the office and chair of the mayor in the municipal corporation office. Since BJP now has the numbers with 3 AAP councillors switching over to their party, they have 20 members now, 14 municipal councillors of BJP, 3 from AAP makes it 17. Then they have the MP, the local MP Kiran Kher, who is also an ex-officio member and has the voting rights. That makes it 18. And 1 Akali Dal MLA who voted in favor of the BJP candidate in the last held polls. If he also polls in favor of BJP yet again after the no confidence motion is moved, then BJP will be the BJP's candidate will be the rightful mayor. But this entire process somewhere shows the rot and brazenness in the system, that even for the post of election, for the polls of mayoral post, how system officials, they all colluded in front of the camera, and thanks to the High Court, because right on the day of the voting, the voting was delayed once from 18th January till 30th January, and the High Court had to intervene to say to Chandigarh administration that don't delay it further till 4th of Feb, which is the date which was proposed by the corporation. And on 30th of January, the High Court had also said that in-camera proceedings should go on, and that is exactly why this entire defacing of ballot paper was captured in the camera, and hence you saw what we saw in the courts today, that even the CJI saw that video a couple of times today in this hearing as well as in the previous hearing. And also
yes, go ahead, Ghazali. I was saying essentially that also, video was perhaps the most startling evidence that was there against the presiding officer.
Yeah, and credit must go to the parties that pursued it in the courts, because on that very day, on 30th of January, when this incident happened, the Congress and Aadmi party councillors walked out of the house, because these polls were not just being held for the post of mayoral post, but it was also the election for the post of deputy mayor and senior deputy mayor. So perhaps now, since the court has declared Kuldeep Kumar as the rightful mayor for Chandigarh Municipal Corporation, we will have to see tomorrow whether repolling is done for the post of deputy mayor and senior deputy mayor as well.
All right. Ghazali and Sunil, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.